Welcome everybody to the Thescottshow podcast. We are here every morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm here actually at 8:01. And it's funny because somebody asked me yesterday, well, what happens if something happens with your computer? And of course today it happened. So I don't know whether to thank them or yell at them profusely, but that's what they said. And there you go. Now my voice is a little off today. So I'm going to take a sip of what I'm doing while we go to checkid.com for today, December 12th. Oh my gosh, that was a little bit better. Alright, so it is the Festival of Unmentionable Thoughts today. It's Gingerbread House Day. It's National 12-Hour Fresh Breath Day. National Ambrosia Day. National Ding-a-Ling Day, and Poinsettia Day. So there you go, folks. I guess tomorrow or the next day would start the 12 days of Christmas. So we'll figure that out and get that to you as the 12th day of Christmas. I think would be the actual Christmas day. So it would start on the 13th. But I'm not exactly sure, so we'll check. If it is, we'll start the 12 days of Christmas tomorrow. I've heard some hilarious versions of the 12 days of Christmas, including the 12 days of Rusev, the wrestler on WWE. Alright, so we go to our thumbs up and our thumbs down for today. I'm really excited. It is Poinsettia Day, so that's a great flower and plant. Today, thumbs up for democracy. I understand that it is a big election in Alabama today. I talk about it a lot, but I want to talk about it again, just because I will always say that no matter what happens in a fair election, democracy wins. A fair election is when everybody's vote counts. People will argue that presidential elections are not fair elections, or they're not this, or they're not that, or Russia, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a crap about Russia anymore. I don't want to hear about it. But I will say that I don't find the presidential election to be as fair as an election, because not everybody's vote counts. However, in saying that, we do need to have some sort of electoral college that makes sense. And we'll get there. We will get there. As in America, hopefully one day we will get there. So there you go. Democracy will win. As I said yesterday, democracy will win tomorrow. Or today. Democracy will win today. Even if Roy Moore does. Because that's what the people of Alabama want. So, it is what it is. Thumbs down, I wrote this one yesterday, first thing. I normally find something first thing and write it. I was watching Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega have their little brawl in Faruka, which I really wanted to say. And then I saw the two little twerps that are with Kenny Omega, the name of Young Bucks, and they don't look like wrestlers. They look like they look like two little teenage kids who couldn't beat up a wet paper bag. And so I'm gonna give a thumbs down today to wrestlers who don't look like wrestlers. You know, I understand that you guys have, there are wrestlers out there who look like a Rey Mysterio who can fly around, but that's he put a mask on him, he flies around, whatever. But, and he still had the body for it. But if you look like you're 20 pounds soaking wet with 2 bricks in your pocket, well then, I'm not going to buy it. And if I don't buy it, then what's the point? So there you go. Thumbs down to the Young Bucks because they're terrible. And other wrestlers who don't look like wrestlers. I want to give a thumbs up to snow. Yep. I want to give a thumbs up to snow. Here's the reason. Because it's Christmas time, folks. And we should have snow at Christmas time. And if snow disappears on the 26th of December and I never see it again until next year, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with having snow on my birthday. So, snow. thumbs up. Tax plan, thumbs down. Easy peasy. See, I even do this show if my throat is not the best. But I had to take a sip of my tea. Tax plan is no good. There can be tax plans that are good, but we need to figure it out. Just saying. Holidays, thumbs up to holidays. Because I love the holidays, folks. I really do. You know, I plan a lot of really cool things. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up this weekend. You know, I told you guys before, we're going to be filming a lot this weekend, doing a lot of cool 10, 25, 50 Thescottshow things. And I'm really excited for that. I'm really pumped up, actually. So we're going to have a really great time doing some really cool things. And with that, with the Thescottshow and the 10, 25, 50, we're not going to let you guys forget that we're here, because we're still going to be here, and you guys are going to see it in the feed. And I think that, you know, holidays remind you of, you know, family and tradition, and it was really great. I heard from a cousin of mine yesterday that my grandfather's picture that I put up this day in history, that's the cool picture, because it's a great reminder of how great he was. So, holidays, and you know, you remember things, and you remember childhood and all that great stuff. And then you get to see the movie The Christmas Story, and you know, how cool is that movie? Come on. Thumbs down to cold weather, because it's cold outside, and it sucks. And I don't like cold weather. And I already gave a thumbs up to snow, I know you're going to say. But, I gave a thumbs up to snow. It can snow when it's 30 degrees, folks. Just saying. So those are our thumbs up and our thumbs down. We're looking through 5 things from CNN. They talked about the explosion yesterday in New York, sexual harassment. Mario Batali got caught for sexual harassment. Space. Trump signed a directive authorizing NASA to begin work on missions that will take astronauts to the moon and Mars. Cool. Saudi Arabia has a movie theater. First time in 34 years. So there you go. The Golden Globe nominations are out. Check those out in the archives. I already set that up. And Jimmy Kimmel had his kid on yesterday on his show. That's cool. So CNN 5 things every day. We're just going to kind of go through them quick. We're not going to tell you all the 5 things, but give you guys a little bit of the news while we're here. And then we go to our shout-outs and our mentions. We have a fun day. Even if Scott doesn't sound the best, we're going to have a fun day. So I'll start with mentions first, then we'll give shout-outs. I'll give a mention of This Day in History, our newest channel. Check it out, This Day in History, on the Thescottshow Network. That did not sound good, and it was live. Oh, God. Okay, well, that's what happens when we're live here, folks. We have a good time. All right, 10, 25, 50 Pledge Drive. I want to give a shout-out to that. Show yesterday went 35 minutes talking about 10, 25, 50 and what we do. It was a good show. Really insightful. I just shot from the hip. Some people ask, do I write my stuff? I actually have notes. Yesterday I had minimal notes, and I went on for 35 minutes talking about how important TCW, or how important 10, 25, 50 was to me. TCW is important too, but 10, 25, 50 is really important. Having multiple different deals that we got going on, sometimes we mix them up. So this day in history will be a few minutes late. Just a heads up on that. 10, 25, 50 Pledge Drive yesterday. Check that out. Anything that you guys know from history, send us that. That'd be awesome. And now we're going to go to the shout-outs, as I'm not going to try to shout. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Craig. Shout out to Dylan, who I see quite a bit. at his job, and he does a great job at it. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Matt. I miss your buddy, Matt. Jonathan. Shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to Sarah today. Shout out to Anne Marie. Shout out to Ashley. And shout out to Amber. And shout out to Maureen. So I got a lot of shout outs going on every single day. People say, hey, you want to give me a shout out? You want to tell me hi on your show? That's why we have the shout outs. So like, share, subscribe. Send a message if you want a shout out, and we'll hook you up. Last shout out is to all the election volunteers, Democrat, Republican, write-in, independent, whatever you want to be. I want to give you guys a special shout out to all the volunteers of the election in Alabama, no matter what side you're on, because you guys make democracy happen. There you go, folks. And I'm going to try to take a little bit more better care of my throat here. We will see you guys very soon on the Thescottshow podcast. Check us out every morning at 8 o'clock. And we'll see you here real soon. So, Maestro, kick my music.